A couple years ago, I was very unsatisfied with my life. I didn't really have a direction in which I wanted to go. And I spent a lot of my time wasted spending time on social media, just scrolling my life away. And a lot of today's youth faces this same problem. And this is because of a lack of self reflection. I've been out in Canada for the last couple days. You can see out there, we're out in the Rockies. It's beautiful out here. And it's given me a lot of time to spend time offline. And while I do a lot of self reflection at home, this has given me even more time to just sit with my own thoughts. And there's a complete lack of that in today's generation because it's so easy to distract yourself with something like your phone, where you get constant entertainment every 5 seconds. You can scroll, you can get something new. Why would you want to sit with your own thoughts? It can be sad, it can be hard to deal with, but it's so necessary. Understanding yourself comes with so many benefits, and some of these benefits are like in relationships, you'll be able to explain what you want more clearly because you actually know what you want, or where you want to go with your life, you'll know because you've spent time to think of this stuff. One of the easiest ways that you can take the step towards self reflecting is by putting your phone down and going out on a walk. I've been doing a lot of that recently. Obviously, I'm out here in nature, and it's easy. It's easy to take some time to reflect. And I've seen so many paths where I might want to go with my life, and so many paths where I know I don't want to. And this self reflection really helps because otherwise I would just be distracted and sort of just not really living, but kind of observing life. And a lot of people live life that way where you just wake up and you get on your phone and maybe you go get breakfast and maybe you're hitting the gym or whatever, but you just go back and you're distracted and you're not really thinking about your future or what message you want to give to the world or who exactly you want to be. Over the years, I've started journaling. It helps a lot with self reflection. It's helped a lot in my past relationships and in improving my relationships now. And it helps me stay grateful because a lot of the time we forget how lucky we are. And obviously, I'm pretty lucky. And I'm so grateful to have the opportunity to be out here and take this time to myself and take this time with my family. I think one of the best ways to self reflect is with a journal. This is because you can write down your thoughts and your thought process, and it sort of gets it out of your head. I like to do this every night before I go to sleep because it helps my brain sort of relax because my mind is constantly thinking, constantly running. But once I write everything down, I'm like, okay, it's all out. There's not much else to think of. I can sleep peacefully, right? And when you write it all down, you sort of have a record of your thoughts and you can look back on it and you can see how far you've come. I think that's really important because a lot of the time we feel like we're not making any progress because we only measure it day by day and we don't look at it year by year, or we don't see the progress that's mental and not really visible. Like looking back, maybe a year ago, 2 years ago, I was bulking and so I was super big. I had terrible acne, super insecure, and I could see that. now looking back because I'm in a lot better place now and I can read back and see where I was and who I was and what was faulting me and how I can move forward and not let that kind of thing happen again. And I can also see what's the right kind of mindset to have. But yeah, I think everybody needs to take more time to themselves because there's such a big lack of that. Older people have done it and they understand themselves better. They understand their problems and maybe they decide to live with them, but they understand. And a lot of people seek to do this through therapy, but if you don't want to pay a lot of money and you want to keep your sort of private stuff to yourself, it's just you need to take time to think and write it down and actually reflect. Because once you understand yourself, you'll become happier. If you live your whole life without understanding yourself, you might make the same mistake over and over again without knowing why. This is because if you can't take the time to self reflect, then you're not going to understand why you made that mistake and you'll make it again. And so, by taking the time to write something down or sit with your thoughts for a little bit, you're going to be able to prevent mistakes you've made in the past, whether that be in relationships, with the gym, with yourself. If you don't understand your mistakes, then how are you supposed to fix them? But anyway, being out here is awesome. My head is just clear. It's clear. I can sit here and just think, or I can just have my head completely empty and enjoy what I see around me. And I definitely need more of this because when I'm back home, I have to admit I'm very distracted. Maybe not as distracted as your average person, but my screen time has gotten pretty high. I'm taking less time to self-reflect. I'm not writing in my journal as much. I also think there's such a thing as too much self-reflection, and maybe that's off topic for the video, but I've been told that sometimes you might think about yourself too much and it stops you from taking certain risks or living kind of carefree, which can benefit you sometimes. But if you overanalyze every single decision you make and every single thing you do and everything that comes to you, there's a lot of stuff that you can't control. And so it sort of puts this weight on yourself and you become almost depressed because you believe that everything's under your jurisdiction and you can't really change your own life. I don't know if that's a good way to put it. Maybe I need to take some time to reflect on it. But yeah, get off your phone, get outside, start thinking a little bit, start writing a little bit, create, don't consume, wake up early, get exercise, and do what you love. That's all for today.